Welcome back to the channel. I'm Samaya Nicole and I am here to help you to build and maintain your self-confidence. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. There is a lot of talk about reinventing yourself and making the changes and this and that and the da-da-da-da-da. And so what I want to do is essentially share with you some ways to do that. This will be a 3 or 4. I think it's going to be a 3-part series. I'm going to share with you ways that you can reinvent yourself. And so today is part 1. All right, are you ready? Let's get into it. So the first tip I have for you is to understand who you are. Understand your identity. I did post a video about who are you really? I think it's called that, or it may be called, authenticity. Make sure you check that video out. There's some tips in there that I have shared with you about how to understand your identity and who you are. So with understanding your identity, who you are, what you like, what you don't like, where you come from, your beliefs, all of that. If you were to have somebody say, tell me who you are in 10 seconds, what are the things that you would say? Understand maybe some gaps that you have in your personality or attitude, whatever the case. Reflect, these are the things about myself that I know that could be worked on, or maybe they're quirks or things like that. That's essentially what gaps are, just areas in your life and in yourself that are potentially flawed that you could really work to improve. Taking time to reflect on, just from your own point of view, what are some areas in yourself where you find gaps? Do you have a hot temper where the slightest thing could set you off? Do you have a prejudice against a race or a certain type of person? Those are potential gaps that you might have. I wrote down a couple of my gaps. My fear of rejection, and I know where that stems from. And so understanding that, as well as, what else did I write down? Mulling over difficulties and trying to get out of them really quickly. Ask people that are closest to you, that really know you and that can really tell you some areas that you could adjust just for the betterment of yourself and your self-development. And the reason it's important to know where the gaps are, it's kind of like if you have, let's say you're in a classroom and you have a math teacher teaching how to sew. It's like, I don't need this, right? This is not important right now in this school setting. I don't need to know how to sew at school. That is a misplaced direction. So in order to avoid working on things, maybe you don't need to work on those things. So understanding the areas that you truly do need to improve or adjust is important, because you could be doing work for something you don't need to be doing work for. So that's very foundational and very key. Understand the gaps. You don't want to do work that you don't have to do. So as I stated, this is only part 1 of the 3-part series. I hope that you will take some time to reflect on the areas in your life that you could adjust or change or flip or things of that matter. And so stay tuned for the next part. In the next part, I'll be talking about how to close those gaps. Share with me in the comments something that maybe you might need a little bit more guidance on. I also have a link in my description box if you would like confidence coaching, somebody to listen to you, child, because don't nobody listen no more. Somebody to affirm you, somebody to give you guidance and direction to build and maintain your confidence. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Like, subscribe, and share this video.